All right, let's jump to the main slate. Let's start with a stack or stacks that you like. What do you got?
Yeah, so just a couple of the obvious ones would be like Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson having a bounce back game against the Lions. You could say the same thing. Derek Carr, Devontae Adams at Tennessee. Tennessee's having some cornerback issues. So, we saw Stephon Diggs. No, they couldn't stop him. So could see a huge Devontae game. In terms of just like sneaky cheap stacks, I kind of like Jameis Winston and Chris Olave. Both of them are super cheap right now for some reason. And Olave obviously has a ton of competition for targets right now, but he went off last week. He saw 13 targets, only went for 5 catches for 80 yards, but I like the upside there. So in GPPs, I think having, a cheap stack like that and then spending up elsewhere is pretty sneaky in GPPs this week.
Yeah, that's generally how I like to stack. Like I normally don't want to pay top dollar for the stack because I think that defeats part, the purpose. Like what you're trying to do is take advantage of the correlation of guys who maybe, individually you might not, you're not always going to want to roster Jameis Winston, but now you can correlate him with Olave, vice versa, and makes it a lot. And then you could still get those more expensive studs in another position. So that's generally my philosophy. And with that said, I like me some Marcus Mariota, Drake London this week, both under 6K on DK. And, Mariota is always going to give you that rushing upside. But if London goes off, Mariota, could do enough as a passer as well. Again, this is zone defense. I don't think it's a tough defense to beat, especially for a guy like London, who's just averaging over 3 yards per route against zone coverage. So if the Seahawks play zone like 90% of the time and London runs like 30 routes, he would be on pace for like 90 to 100 yards. So love me some Drake London this week. And I also got to shout out your boy Flacco, 5,300. I like it on DraftKings because he's been throwing for 300. You get that 3-point bonus, and you can stack him with Garrett Wilson for under 6K as well. Flacco's 53 and Garrett Wilson is 5,800. And I think that could be a very profitable stack once again, because you have the Jets playing the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Bengals, they still haven't won yet this year. So, there's a possibility that the Bengals could light up the scoreboard and finally kind of break out of their shell. And that would necessitate more throwing from the Jets and Flacco. So love me some Flacco Wilson. You could also go Flacco Elijah Moore as well. It's pretty cost effective too. So quite a few options with Joe Flacco.
Yeah, love the Mariota London stack. And I am so high on London. Like I said, I watch a ton of USC games, and London always reminded me of like a blend of, like I said, Keenan Allen and Mike Evans. Like he is that good. And there was a point where the Trojans had Michael Pittman, Drake London, and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Woo!
Could you imagine? That is the dream team right there. But yeah, London was commanding targets back then too. So he looks really good. So yeah, I can't believe I'm thinking that. But yeah, sign me up for Mariota and London stacks this week.
Yes, sir.
We might have to do it on our DK lineup.
Oh yeah,
for FanDuel.
They're cheap all across the industry.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, what about dart throws?
So you already called him my boy. Why not? Let's go Joe Flacco. Why the hell not? They're letting him air it out. Like you said, this should be another negative game script against the Bengals. He's surrounded by very talented pass catchers. So like you said, you can't even figure out who to stack him with. Double stack him with Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson, even throw out some Conklin stacks with Flacco. He Michael Carter. So love Flacco's versatility as a cheap QB this week. Running back, I kind of like Raheem Mostert. He's going to be very overlooked this week. But his playing time shot way up last week against the Ravens. It could be a similar game script against the Bills this week, where it's a trailing game script, high scoring game. But Mostert, he dominated the early down work last week, saw 61% of the rush attempts. He even tied Chase Edmonds with routes run at 47, which is kind of bizarre to see. And they haven't had a goal line carry yet, but he's been in on every goal line snap so far. So he's the odds-on favorite to get the first goal line touch whenever that is. So he's the kind of guy. He's a home run hitter. He could, have a couple big plays even against a good Bills defense. So I like him as a dart throw. And then last week, Christian Kirk paid off. He had a massive game. I'm going to pivot to Zay Jones this week at 4K on DK. I think the Chargers might sell out to try to slow down Christian Kirk. The Jaguars should throw a ton here. This should be a trailing game script. So Zay Jones, love his underlying usage so far. So he could have a big game here. So I like Zay Jones's dart throw at wide receiver.
Yeah, I was looking at Zay Jones. He's too cheap just for the amount of routes that he is running. I'm going to go with Greg Dortch. Yet again, it looks like Rondale Moore is going to miss another week. And I remember, I think I slacked you last week. Like, I was like, Greg Dortch is popping as like my wide receiver 34 or something. I lowered him.
Stuckey loves him too from his college days.
Yeah. So he's he's had 2 straight games with at least 13 DK points. Last week went 4 for 55 and a touch. The week before he had 9 targets. But I think this is another game where you could see him put up some catches, because the Rams, what do they like to do? They like to sit back in that zone. They play it over 90% of the time, most games. And Greg Dortch is leading all Cardinal wide receiver and tight ends in yards per route against zone so far this season. So he's that guy that probably going to be open. Marquise Brown's going to draw a lot of attention. Rondale Moore looks like he's still out. AJ Green, it's a struggle with him. I mean,
did he get hurt? Like, I saw it. Look, he tore his ACL, popped his Achilles, and ruptured it. I think I mixed out the verbs there, but he looked banged up. He's playing through some pain right now.
Yeah, he's one of those big body guys that's kind of probably
called it 5 years ago.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the infamous. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how that was still a great catch though on that 2-point conversion. So, but
amazing.
Dortch is, and with Dortch, then you could pay up for Kyler Murray, and you still have a pretty cheap stack who could catch 5, 6, 7 balls. So like me some Greg Dortch this week. And one more, I'll go with that running back. And this one is kind of just, again, trying to get ahead of these rookies early on. Ken Walker didn't really see as much work in the backfield, but he was targeted on 3 of his 5 routes. And I do think he'll get more than 4 carries this week. So all you need him to do is break a long one. And the Falcons are number 28 in DVOA against the run. They're not a real great, or kind of, they're not an intimidating run defense by any means. So I could just see, kind of watching red zone and Hansen like, oh yeah, remember the rookie Ken Walker missed the first game and then he just like breaks one for like 60 yards. So let's try to get ahead of that with some Ken Walker before the hype builds.
So now you're seeing visions now? Is that what, like, sign me up for that? Do you have the almanac from Back to the Future? Is that what's going on? If you're having visions of Kenneth Walker doing anything this week, sign me up.
Hey man, yeah, I definitely have the vision. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the passing, that, what was his routes run rate last week? It was only higher than I thought, right? Like, it
was only like 20%, but he ran 5 routes, but he was targeted on 3 of them, which now he's got a game under his belt. I do think they're going to try to get him the football. And this is that kind of matchup. The 12, they're going to have the 12s in the crowd, home favorite. So
that was just one of the concerns, was his pass blocking ability. So if he looked good there, that will definitely earn him some playing time. And I will have to start lowering my Travis Homer projections. But that was good to see him out there running routes, because I think that's the only way he'll be able to find value with Penny in there. Or, busting out like a 60-yard touchdown run. That can happen too.
That's what I'm
it was at least encouraging to see his first game coming back from injury.
And there's some upside. I will just say this. There's some upside all around with the Seattle team. They've averaged 48 plays per game this year, which is about 15 below the league average. Now, they were also like in the mid-50s or last year. So this is like a thing for them. But still, that's going to regress to the mean. Like, you just don't go a whole season averaging like 45 plays. So, like, everyone on the Seahawks, I think, has value in a game against the Falcons. I mean, Metcalf, Lockett, the tight ends are kind of cannibalizing each other, but there actually could be enough for like Penny and Walker. And if like this is a positive game script, you probably won't see as much Homer because he's more of the the receiving back.
Yep.
So that's something to just look out for as well. All right, let us go and let's build a lineup. Go to DraftKings first, and I'll let you go kick it off.
Got a lot of options there. Let's go with Let's go with Leonard Fournette on DK.
Ooh, I like it. Get some catches up in there.
Yeah, let's hope, right? But he is way too cheap there. 6,500. He sticks out like a sore thumb. 2K cheaper than Derrick Henry. Good Lord.
Oh my goodness, Derrick Henry. It might be
Oh,
a
we
wrap
didn't
for
get
him.
to talk about him.
Yeah, he doesn't
on?
look that explosive anymore.
Oh man, I hate to see it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. That's actually maybe it's an interesting contrarian play, but if anything, we'll save that for FanDuel, not a DraftKings type of play. Let's go with my dude Mariota here at QB. We got him for 5,500, so that leaves us with just under 5,500 on average for running back, 3 wide receivers, tight end, flex D.
I don't even have to look at his price. I'm already going with Drake London to stack with Mariota. He's 5,800. Oh, yep. Love it even more. Yeah. Like, are you kidding me?
All right, so we got the Mariota stack, Fournette, London. All right, let's see what we got going on at tight end here. Can't go Kyle Pitts, obviously. Well, we could actually, but we don't. I don't want to.
No, we need a Mariota rushing touchdown in there somewhere.
Kelsey is pretty expensive. Goddard. Who do you think is gonna be the chalk? Goddard this week?
Let me
4,700 against Washington.
No, it's the pricing looks pretty good. Maybe Ertz, if like Moore's out again, and I mean Irv Smith has the Monday night discount. He's 3,100.
Ooh, yeah. He's I mean that'll probably be a chalk. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just because of his price.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, but it's pretty even. No egregious misprices other than Irv Smith.
I'm going to go with. I don't want to go with Andrews because I feel like Belichick might have something cooked up for him. Let's go with TJ Hawkinson. He's been struggling. Right. He's been kind of quiet, so I don't think too many people will be on him. And so that's another one of those guys in that same kind of tier that's just not really getting any love. And maybe we could do Dawson Knox on FanDuel and try to get.
Oh yeah, that would make sense for the touchdown upside. Yep. Yeah, hopefully Amon-Ra leaves a few targets for Hawkinson this week.
Yeah, well, that's kind of why it's like a high leverage play. If anything goes wrong with Amon-Ra
a week like this, I do like taking a swing on Hawk. Evan Ingram does stick out 3,700 too, but in that range, I think that's a sweet spot. I will bite the bullet on DK and go with the first defense. I'm going to go with the Eagles against Carson Wentz at 2,900. That could be a sneaky play there. So and they're too cheap, all things considered. So let's go with them.
It. Yeah, like I said, that total dropped like 4 or 5 points, and Eagles got the line improved in terms of the Eagles as well. So that's good for their defense because there's a big correlation just between like implied Vegas points and in defensive production. All right, let's see. You know what? Since we are, let's get a stack here. Let's go Miles Sanders. Correlate with the Eagles D 5,500. He's still doing his thing, averaging over 5 yards a carry on the season. So like me some Miles Sanders in this one. I like with the total going down and the Eagles getting more of a favorite. That's just great for the game potential projected game script. So hopefully he gets in the end zone again.
That
did in week 1. Yeah, that doesn't happen too much, but there's going to be a lot of people on Hurts, a lot of people on some combination of Brown, Goddard, and Smith. So again, get some leverage here, just like with Hawkinson. Get some leverage on Amon-Ra. We'll get some leverage on all those Eagles passing game options with Miles Sanders.
Yeah, and I had a good sweat there. It was a self-induced sweat, but Sanders was at 54 rushing yards. They were up like 21-7 or 24-7 at the time. I thought, oh great, this is gonna be Boston Scott time. They're gonna take, but they left Sanders in there for the last drive, so that was good to see. So like the correlation there. And yeah, Kenny Gainwell was phased out a bit.
Yeah, he had that long catch that got called back.
And he had the interception like hit off his head. It was a bad play on every ball around, but I like the Sanders call, like the correlation. So we got to spend up at somewhere. let's look at wide receiver.
Ooh.
What are you doing?
I'm looking at there's certain guys in the top 5 priced a lot lower than other guys in the top 5.
Yeah, man, what's up with Keenan Allen, Gabe Davis? I mean, Stephon Diggs at 7,700 would be ridiculous.
That's what I was looking at.
So let's go there. Even if our boy Gabe Davis is playing, that's probably still just a smash spot. So let's go with him. Although he could be chalky, I don't care.
Oh yeah, that's true. Maybe Tyreek is also there, and he's probably going to be chalky too.
Yeah, maybe let's scratch Diggs. Famous last words. I mean, Chase is in that range. Devontae's in that range. That I don't know if he's going to be chalky at all.
Ooh, I kind of like that because they don't have corners, like you said.
Yeah. Fulton might return this week, but either way, this is kind of investing in what Diggs just did through Devontae Adams. So let's do that.
I like it. 8,400, and he's kind of in a dead zone. Like Jefferson's 93, Adams is 84, exactly. And then Chase 81, but Diggs is 77 and Tyreek 76. So people are probably going to gravitate toward Diggs, Hill, or just go all the way to the cup.
If there are ever week where you can get Devontae less than I don't want to say 10%, maybe 15%, this would be it. And it was crazy. He had the whole family there at the game last week. He did get the touchdown, but I thought he was going to go off. 2 catches, 12 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah,
how did they not? Back. Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, love the Adams call here. You have 5,600.
Yep.
You can leave me with a $4,000 player in the flex or something. I don't mind.
Oh, you got some guys you like, huh? All right, I know you like.
I'm not off the top of my head, but I'm sure we can find somebody.
Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna look in this mid range, and
I have to get a guy at 4K. I kind of like, so that's my limit.
So what would that be? Not 70. Looks like 7K would be my limit.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. I don't even think I need to go that. Is your guy a wide receiver or a running back?
Yeah, I'll just tell you, Zay Jones. He's 4K.
Okay. So you know what? Let's lock him in for you, and then I'll just make the last pick. No, because I might look at a running back.
Yeah, they're even better.
So let's go Zay Jones at wide receiver 3. Yeah, so we have 7,200 for the flex. So now we have a lot of options.
Yeah.
All right. Swift and Amon-Ra are 72, but we're not going to spend the full salary. Don't want Andrews again because Belichick. Got Waddle as an option here. Mike Williams is an option here. Ooh. Let's see. Who do the Bill? Dane Jackson's probably not going to be back this week, right?
No, I would not imagine that. Hopefully he returns this year, though. But
I know that
seems like he avoided a really serious injury.
Yeah, it's good to hear he's doing well. Yeah, I think. Ooh, let's go Waddle. This is high total game. Like people are going to be on Tyreek too, so I don't think it's going to be he's obviously going to be rostered, but actually, you know what? No. Let's go back. Let's run it back with Mike Williams. The Jaguars are bottom 2 in bottom 3 in DVOA versus number 1 and number 2s.
Staying on the roller coaster this week.
Yeah, let's do it because I think hopefully what's going to happen is Allen comes back and then Williams. I mean, compared to Waddle and Allen at 6,500, Williams is not going to have a ton of rostership, I wouldn't think.
No, I wouldn't expect either. Although, watch this be Josh Palmer game.
I know, right? But no, I mean, Williams just, whew, geez.
Oh yeah, no, ridiculous, right?
Yeah. So we're good. Let's go Williams just to hopefully get the lowest, lowest rostership among all those guys. So we got Mariota 5,500 at quarterback at Seattle. Our running backs Leonard Fournette 6,500 and Miles Sanders 5,500. And then our wide receivers are Devontae Adams at 8,400 at Tennessee. We got Drake London stacked with Mariota at 5,800 and Zay Jones, 4K, going up against the Chargers. So we got a little correlation too with the Zay Jones, Mike Williams.
Nice.
For hopefully
sort of on it. No, we meant to do that. Just kidding.
And TJ Hawkinson, contrarian tight end, 4,200. should be one of the lower rostered tight ends in that tier. And then Mike Williams, 6,700 in the flex, and the Eagles D stacked with Miles Sanders at Washington as a 6-point favorite, 2,900. So let's hope nobody gets ruled out this time. Nobody's questionable on the as we do this on Tuesday. So let's go jump to FanDuel now. And
yeah, no kid, like next couple of days I start getting alerts on my phone saying you got to reset your lineup because this guy's hurt. This guy's hurt.
Yeah, just got it.
Over under 1.5 guys ruled out on this lineup.
I'll go under.
Hopefully it's under. I'm only kidding. Hopefully it's under.
All right, I'll start us off here on the FanDuel. Let's go with Dawson Knox, 5,300 at tight end. The Dolphins have been struggling a little bit against the tight end position. They are 28th in DVOA against tight ends on this young season. So bottom 5 already for the Dolphins against tight ends. I just think Knox is due for like a 2-touchdown game. Josh Allen is dealing right now, and he's in a zone where he could just be like, all right, you haven't got any catches yet, any touchdowns yet, I got you. So
yeah, whoever wants the ball, you take it. But yeah, I like the call to use Knox on FanDuel just because, tight ends are worth, a half point less. And so tight ends are more valuable. So love that call. And I'm going to go with our quarterback here. I'm going to do it. We're going to go Joe Flacco, Wacko Flacco. Way too cheap. So now we could probably spend up elsewhere. But yeah, you can decide who to stack him with. I'll leave that up to you.
So Flacco is 6,800. So he's super cheap. Let's see, Elijah Moore is 5,500 and Garrett Wilson 6,100. Oh, so they kind of,
It might be a little bit too soon to crown Wilson. At least make him, the same price at least.
Yeah, let's go with Elijah Moore here, 5,500.
Nice.
See if hopefully we'll give him one more week to be the number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a ton of salary, over 7K on average, and we haven't even picked the defense yet. So I'll pick a defense, but you don't have to worry about it.
All right, let's go with Dalvin Cook. You and I were both high on him.
Yeah.
Last week didn't pan out, but everything's there for him to have a big week this week, facing the Lions. I do like the Cousins Jefferson stack, but this would be a good way to pivot off that with this lineup. So let's spend up and get Dalvin Cook here.
I like it. So yeah, we still got just under 7K for running back, 2 wide receivers, a flex, and a D. Let me go with the defense right here. Let's just, we got so much salary. Let's just go Cooper Kupp. Let's just go.
There you go. Screw it.
Let's just do it.
Why even mess around?
Yeah.
They got, Allen Robinson as love last week. So just Cooper Kupp is just way
every week. Every
just
week.
Ridiculous. All right.
He hasn't had single-digit catches yet this year.
All right. I'm going to, you'll have to pick a defense next just so we need to know how much money we have. But I kind of like if I could still spend up in the 7K range. I do like Brandon Cooks at 6,600, or I like T. Higgins even more at 7,300. Do you think I can afford Higgins?
Yeah, I think you can afford Higgins.
Okay, cool. If we have to get cheap at running back, that's totally fine. But I think Higgins is under the radar right now. He had a good game last week, but it wasn't a blow up game, so his rostership could be low here. He's always a double dong threat, so that's good for FanDuel. So I think he's a good FanDuel play this week. Yeah,
I like it. Yeah, he's kind of going on. The Jets defense a little bit improved at corner, but it's still Joe Burrow, still T. Higgins.
Well, it's also a mini game stack. I want a high scoring game.
Yeah, that's right. We got Flacco. We got
Wacko Flacco. So.
All right, let's see. Defensively, I am going to go with
You're just looking at anybody under 4K at this point, right?
Yeah. I got a couple of teams in mind. I'm just trying to think, how contrarian do I want to be?
Oh, for defense, go all in.
All right, let's go Patriots.
There you go.
3,300. Lamar coming off the huge game.
Oh,
but now, going to Foxborough, I feel like they're gonna have something up their sleeve. for this one. I remember he had a pretty good game against them last time. So they probably, I don't know if it was last time, but it was a couple years ago. I remember they scored like 30 something on him. So I do think they're going to kind of be rearing to shut him down here. So, can't go. The Patriots should be well schemed on defense. So yeah, 3,300. Can't get much better than that.
Yeah, and they're airing it out. Like they don't have a running game outside of Lamar Jackson, of course. They don't have a running game, so they're just airing it out. So that's more chances for sacks, interceptions, touchdowns. So yeah, I love the contrarian call, and the roster should be pretty low despite the cheap, price tag. I like that call. So we have 6,800 for running back and a flex. I'll go with the running back here.
Okay.
I'm going to force in Leonard Fournette again. I did that with Christian Kirk last week, so it's a good sign. And he promise on Twitter, he promised a touchdown for, his fantasy team. So I'm going to hold him to that, Lenny.
I love it. I love me some Lenny this week.
In case they don't give him receptions and it's still, 30 carries, we got him on FanDuel as well.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets 30 carries, we should be good. Regardless.
Yeah, we should be good.
All right. So need a flex. And we got 6,500. So I want to go under that. So no Jacobs, no Jamal Williams and Josh Jacobs are the same price. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's see.
Hopefully books float Jacobs 2.5 receptions again this week.
I know, right?
I bet they won't.
My goodness, it's been so lucrative. Could go with Drake London again, but now I don't want to double up twice. Let's see who else we got here.
I would not be opposed to that, just saying. You've got a lot of options, that's for sure.
Yeah. You know what? It's FanDuel. Let's actually no, because I was thinking of Theo.
I was gonna say I know whenever you bring that up.
Yep, it's always still waiting for him to get off the schneid.
God, if you leave him out this week, that's it. 2 touchdowns. But we have Dalvin Cook, just so you know, like.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm not gonna. That's why I'm not gonna do it.
That's my bad. If Thielen scores 2 touchdowns, it's my bad for picking Cook to block you on that. But it's gonna happen soon, right? He's been a little too quiet.
DJ Moore, he usually kills the Saints, right? Like he doesn't usually get shut down by Lattimore, right? But it's FanDuel. I don't want DJ Moore. Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
Fuck DJ Moore.
He is a DK play, 100%.
Let's go with. This is tough. I'm thinking of we could also double stack Flacco with Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore.
I thought that was the whole point.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. 6,100 for Garrett Wilson, 5,500 for Elijah Moore. We got 400 left over, which always I like to keep, a little bit of salary left over, usually more than 100. So it just helps you get like a differentiated lineup because a lot of people, especially when they're just throwing lineups in, all haphazardly, they tend to fill up all of the salary. And so you get a lot of like overlap. So we got Joe Flacco, 6,800 against the Bengals. And we got him stacked with Elijah Moore at 5,500 and Garrett Wilson at 6,100. We also got Cooper Kupp at wide receiver at 9,800 and T Higgins at 7,300. So we got Cooper Kupp, T Higgins, and a double stack with Flacco for our pass catchers. And then Dawson Knox at tight end, hoping he gets a multi-touchdown day with Josh Allen now that everyone else is eating. For the Bills, we got Dalvin Cook bounce back spot, home favorite against the Lions at 8,300. Fournette, home favorite against the Packers, 7,200. And the Patriots D, contrarian, just 3,300 to close us out. So let's hit that. And hopefully under 1.5, hopefully under a half a player is
hopefully under a half
for this one. But yeah, man, that I feel good about it. And hopefully everybody kind of got, took something away, just kind of thinking through how to build a lineup here. You don't want to go too chalky, but it's always nice to get Cooper Kupp in the lineup and still have, not feel like you're crushed.
No kidding.
So, all right, that is going to do it for us here on the Fantasy Flex Fantasy week 3 preview episode. You guys can find Sean on Twitter at @_oddsmaker. You can find me at Chris Raybon. You can find us at those same handles on the free award-winning Action Network app. Be sure to check actionnetwork.com for our up-to-the-minute player projections and fantasy football rankings and all of our betting content as well. Until next time, let's get this money.